Alright, welcome back to Lenz's Comic Corner Classics, known classics. This is episode number 3277, Doubleshot 3171. More IDW Library collections. Basically, one is the last one that I have on here. The other one is like one more at this one. Okay, the first one is Star Trek Library Collection, book number 2. This book collects 3 miniseries. Actually, it's two miniseries for Next Generation. The Space Between and Intelligence Gathering. The Space Between is written by David Tutzman. Artwork by Casey Moley. Intelligence Gathering is by Scott and David Tipton. Artwork by Dave Messina. Space Between. It is, well, based on the uniforms. Some point during the, because of the majority of the council and the con, this is presumably during season 1 of the show. Well, they only have the lines, which was either the skin tight suits. Also, Worf sash is gold, so next season switch over to silver. Well, they go on a away mission, where the away team is comprised of Tashiar, Riker, and Data. Or basically have these weird necks. It feels like a standard away mission. There's some minor chaos involving some stuff. With these tall people with these weird little necklaces. And they have to keep firing on stuff their surfaces. Feels like a standard stuff. It feels like a better take of season 1 than the actual show itself. The second issue, it is, well, basically, they say, remain on Romulus. So this is presumably set during, I believe during the 6th season show. It was right after the vacation when they find a shuttle from NX-02. Basically, a shuttlecraft from the NX-02 Columbia. Even though in the novels, this thing disappeared right after the Romulan, or the Earth-Romulan War, here it says disappeared in 2293. It's a nice little standalone issue with archaeological stuff. And you have where Beverly's in the holodeck and like see a guy in a disco outfit. 10 minutes. Career safe program. Career Blade and kisses this disco guy, and then saves program, and of course they deal with this particular mission, and well, that's it. Next issue is where you have Worf. I'd say some point after season, because it basically has got the famous. Okay, he doesn't have the pony. Okay, looks like I'm trying to look closer here. Yeah, this issue is set during the 7th season of the show. How? Ponytail. Because during the first 6 seasons of the show, he had a bow cut. And I heard Michael Jordan hated the bow cut, but he actually liked the ponytail better. And plus, also, this particular issue, they mentioned his relationship with Deanna Troi. This happened during the second half of season 7. Which the relationship ended after the Enterprise Z crashed on Viridian 3. So this is set during that time period. And it's a mission involving a ship that's partially converted Romulan ship. It's really weird. And Kirk was like Kirk, I think it was Worf was late to the bridge, but they avoided a court martial for him being late. But the thing is, he was basically worried about Deanna Troi, but everything's perfectly fine afterwards. And then we have another issue here where this is, from the look of it, okay, so this is still set during season 7 because it's mentioned, Ro returned to the Enterprise. This is probably set well before the story Preemptive Strike, which was the penultimate episode of season 7. So it's them basically trying to take Ro Laren back to the Enterprise after another assignment, and well, they're on like a border, basically foreign facility. It's really good. It feels like basically like The Thing. This one a little bit, but it's really good. Mm-hmm. And then we have next issue, and based upon the uniform, this is still in season 2. Well, it's in season 2 because, well, Wesley here is wearing this gray uniform, and, well, they still have the yellow lining on Data's uniforms as it's set during season 2 of the show. Presumably, but apparently it's a holodeck with the whole where this is basically kind of like this is definitely set during season 2 because of the uniforms, where you have to go to this planet per se, but weirdly enough, the simple fact Wesley is here, you've been thinking since Wesley's on the bridge, oh yeah, does that mean Dr. Crush not the issue? Yeah, she's not here. Which means that Dr. Pulaski should be here, but she's not in the issue. So, I am presuming this is set. It could be during season 2, but my guess it could be set after season 2, because there's no appearance by Dr. Pulaski in the issue. Next comic here. Where, based upon this, they have this weird visual display, which I don't think they ever had in the show. We have a guy getting shot at. Oh boy, we have Amalachev, the one episode of the breed calls Admiral B-I-T-C-H. Yes, every time that she shows up, that's what he calls her. If you don't believe me, look up the episodes basically that she appears in, and that's what he calls her every time, because she is not a very nice lady at all. She's basically, half the time, the best way to describe her, she seems like she has a stick up her rear end, and also at one point Picard questioned, I think it was Picard, who questioned Federation policy over the Cardassian, the controversial in show of the Federation-Cardassian Treaty, which resulted in the swapping of colonies, which later led to the formation of the Maquis. And the reason why this treaty was so done behind the scenes that no one knew about, not even the colonists, was because people who formulated that treaty basically think of it like, ooh, let's just look at paradise. Here, let's just sign away these colonies so we can live in paradise. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Is that these diplomats are complete idiots by giving away colonies with Federation citizens on it. And by the way, captains like Picard hate the treaty. I think it's really stupid. And heck, in the episode Journey's End, basically, he was ordered to do something that they actually try to repeat insurrection of trying to relocate a colony that was a Federation colony, which was now a Cardassian colony, which population was Native American. I am not kidding about that. And they mentioned about the Trail of Tears in the episode. And this is the episode noteworthy for being Wesley Crusher's final appearance ever in Next Generation, until he popped up in like I think he popped up next time we see him on screen was actually Nemesis. After that would be in Picard. So, big confusing stuff here. And of course they have Enterprise like go to Earth. And there's some conspiracies here. And the champ basically is, well, and of course we have one officer pointing a gun to Picard, and then turns into a standoff like, I point a gun at you, I point a gun at you. Impasse. Paying the charges. This changes that were neutralized moments after you people set them. I will stop you. Yeah, it's something that basically like, yeah. So that was space between. This is of course now we have these are, and then we have Riker doing a World War II program where he's like flying a plane, and so the thing with this issue, like, is it set during one of the seasons of the show? It could be any point between. I mean, you don't see Worf. We see the Biners, who were last seen the show back in season 1, in the episode 1-1. It's basically the digital code thing. And we have another alien creature, which I believe I've never seen this one in the show itself. Yeah, his species has this thing where it has like this little oxygen thing in front of it. He also has a thing for not speaking up because it's their culture about certain things. And he's like very full of himself. He only appeared in one episode. And this issue is just plain weird. There's an appearance by the awesome Rich Barkley. Yeah. And then they run into Tomalak, a character who first popped up, I believe, in season 2 of the show. And here's a fun fact by his actor. Did you know he actually appeared in The Fugitive? The Harrison Ford movie? You're like, really? Who did he play? The one-armed man, the one who actually killed the main character's wife. Yep. Yeah. And this whole space between this whole kind of thing, this is a series of unrelated events that basically involve the Romulans. You have stuff here with Ensign Rowe. You have basically Worf with the long hair here, so I'm guessing this is set during, because he has long hair, this is probably set during season 7 of the show. It's sort of like waste disposal. This is a weird issue. I'm not a fan of the artwork per se. It looks, yeah, Picard also in this like 2 jacket uniform that he wears occasionally. Yeah. Worf went up his ponytail, which is weird. Also, it seems like the artist probably just didn't know how the heck to draw these people. At least next issue looks a little better. This one involves basically Miles O'Brien before he got transferred to DS9, where the whole thing about him being a transport chief. And Rowe is at the con. So, a lot of this is basically like this captain. Well, this issue here involves basically like something wrong with the warp core, and it turns out it was actually just a device that basically casts an illusion that causes a warp core breach. Yeah, and it turns out it was a distress call caused by the chief engineer who replaced the previous one, who had just, I think he had retired. Yeah, he had just retired after being the chief engineer for 15 years. And this guy just took over for him, and he's got constant like complaints about staff and all this other stuff. That kind of what happens with the course of this issue. And then we have something that only ever appeared in Generations. We have Picard and Data in stellar cartography. Yes. No joke, that's where they are. Now, every time I see stellar cartography when it comes to the Enterprise D, it's like, I always think of that famous scene from Generations. We have Picard and Data looking for Soren. And here they just look over other stuff, and then the Packlets show up. Yes. And of course, there is a reference in the issue where Geordi was one taken hostage by the Packlets. Those of you who are curious about the Packlets, they're very stupid aliens who appeared for like one episode where they are very stupid, and they're like, I don't know how the best way to describe them without being insulting to people. They are very mentally handicapped in the episode. That's what it seems like, anyways. It seems like it's similar. I'm not going to say it, but basically because it would just be too offensive. Just watch the episode they appear in, and you understand the reason for it. So, and they're acting completely. They're actually smart. This is like actually stupid. And being over the ship, of course. And then, of course, then we have Ro, Counselor Troy, and Summer Officer get possessed. And then they punch O'Brien. And they start beating up. I think Crusher gets possessed too. They get possessed. And it's like pure chaos. And then Riker gets to Troy. And we have Dr. Solar making their appearance in here. Gotta say, this is for a character who never appeared in the show. At least the artist draws her as a very beautiful woman. Yes, I at least gotta praise the art for that. It makes her very beautiful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes her very pretty for... Yeah, she's a Vulcan, yes, but she's a very beautiful woman. Yep. And after everybody's cured, and then we have some meeting of another alien, and then for some random reason the Romulans take Data. Yeah. So, and then this leads into Tomalak basically finding the Inca technology that appeared in one episode of season 2. And also became the basis of a series of novels, the Star Trek Gateway series. This very technology, where it's like, oh, they like all the books ended with they open a portal to something, like one open thing to the past, one to another future, whatever. And the last book of the series is what was on the other side of that Gateway portal. Very interesting, and of course, this is a really interesting story here. Yeah, and that's it. Gotta admit, this was really good. I give this book a 9 out of 10. Next up, basically, we have is Godzilla IDW Library Collection, Volume 3. And this contains Godzilla 1 to 3. Yeah, 13, excuse me. Yeah, this was the follow-up to Kingdom Monster. That's basically what this book is. It's written by Dwayne... the title of the series is Godzilla History of the Greatest Monster. Written by Dwayne Straczynski, art by Sam and Jean. And it is mostly just pick up right where Kingdom Monsters left off. We have all the classic Godzilla monsters, including Space Godzilla, Mothra, basically everything you can think of. It's a great action-packed 13-issue series. And I'm going to give it roughly a 9 out of 10. It's excellent. Yep. So yeah, that's pretty much it for particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. I will see you tomorrow, which there's like one anime coming tomorrow. I'm on break from Mobile Cup G-Bon. I do have one anime coming tomorrow, and that's One Piece. So what to expect tomorrow? Probably just One Piece and some comic corners. And Doctor Who. Okay? So that's video tomorrow.